everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Caliray Endless Sunset Face and Eyeshadow Palette. If you do want to see a review and a demo, then please keep watching. As a huge favor, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment anything down below. I greatly appreciate it. I read all the comments and I'll do my best to reply back. This palette retails for $48 at Sephora and it has 5 stars. I'm going to insert a photo of the models wearing this palette. It looks like it works on all skin tones. I'm curious about the blush. It looks a little bit light online, but we shall see. I do want to read a little bit about the palette on Sephora's website. A clean, talc-free, multi-purpose palette in a sustainable bamboo compact with 7 curated shades to create looks that range from barely there to sultry and sexy. Here's a closer look on what the packaging looks like. It says Caliray Endless Sunset Clean Multi-Purpose Palette for Eyes and Cheeks. Up at the top, there's nothing printed. On this side of the packaging, it states that it was made in the USA and it was assembled in the Dominican Republic, and this has a 30-month shelf life. On the other side, it says light that hits just right. And then on the back, you have a little description, and then you have the list of ingredients. On the bottom, you have the barcode printed. There's also a QR code if you want more information. It says, "Don't look down here." Here's what the actual palette looks like. It says Caliray. I like how light this feels. And then here's what the back looks like. You have the shade names printed. Again, there's this QR code where you can scan to get more information. Really beautiful packaging. I've never seen a palette that's made out of bamboo. I like this a lot. Here's what the inside looks like. I'm not sure if this is a mirror. Let's see. Oh my goodness. It looks like there's no mirror. We got duped. That's totally fine. Let's start off with the blush. This shade is called Hot Cheeks. This feels nice and smooth in the pan. Hot Cheeks is described as a pinky peach. That's a pretty blush shade. First shade is called Ring Light. This is a highlighter / spotlight shadow. Again, very smooth in the pan. Ring Light is described as a glowy champagne. Another gorgeous shade. Next to Ring Light, we have the shade in Brow Boner. This is a brow bone plus brightening shade. Brow Boner is described as a soft ivory satin. This shade looks like chalk. I don't like that. Underneath that, we have the shade in Nudie Judies. This is an all over shade. Nudie Judies is described as a sunlit nude matte. I don't like how ashy that shadow looks. The next shade is called Use Me Wet. This is a golden glow shade. That's beautiful. Use Me Wet is described as a golden pink duochrome shimmer. This shade is stunning. The next shade is called WT Fox. This is a lift and transition shade. WT Fox is described as a soft terracotta matte. This shade blended in with my skin tone. You can barely see it. The last shade is called Smolder. This is a Divine and Smolder shade. Smolder is described as a medium brown matte. Again, this shade blended in with my skin tone. Here's what all 7 shades look like swatched on the back of my hand. Now we're going to create a look using this palette. Using a clean blush brush, let's dip into the blush. I'm getting a tiny bit of kick up in the pan. Let's see what the blush looks like. Here's what the blush looks like. You can barely see it, and I applied 2 layers. I'm going to even out the other side. Here we have the blush. The blush is pretty and it builds up nicely. I'm curious on what it would look like on deeper skin tones. Now let's create an eyeshadow look. Taking a clean fluffy brush, I'm going to dip into the shade in WT Fox. Again, we have a little bit of kick up in the pan. Applying this in my crease, going back and forth, doing windshield wiper motions. I love how that blended out, and I didn't have to dip back in for more product. Swapping my brush for a flat brush, I'm gonna dip into the shadow in Nudie Judies. Again, we have a tiny bit of kick up. Pack this all over my lid. I had to dip back in for more product, but I love how it packed on that shade. Using that same brush, I'm gonna dip into the shade in Smolder. Again, there's some kick up in the pan. Packing this on my outer V. Again, that shade is very pretty. I'm gonna spray my brush with Max Fix Plus, dipping into the shade in Use Me Wet. Pack this in the center of my lid. I'm not getting that wow factor. I wanna see what it looks like using my finger. That looks so much better. Taking a clean pointed pencil brush, I'm gonna dip into the shadow in Brow Boner. Again, there's a tiny bit of fallout in the pan. Applying that in my inner corner and dragging it up a bit, blending it out. I don't like how that shade looks like in my inner corner. It looks very ashy. Taking a clean highlighter brush, I'm gonna dip into the shade in Ring Light. Again, there's a tiny bit of fallout in the pan. Let's see what the highlighter looks like. Here's what the highlighter looks like. It's subtle. I like it. I want to see how the blush looks like applied on the eyes. Using a clean fluffy brush, let's dip into the blush. Applying this to my crease, going back and forth using windshield wiper motion. The blush looks very pretty in the crease. I think it would be great for a monochromatic look. I want to see what the highlight shade in Ring Light looks like applied to the eyes. Pack this all over. Now that's super pretty. Taking a little bit more of the highlighter, applying some to this side. Again, here's what the highlighter looks like. Very pretty. For mascara, I'm gonna apply the Falsies Surreal Mascara. Here's what everything looks like. My final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette is that I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's just a meh palette. For $48, it's very expensive. That means each shade is $6.85. I like the formula and the blendability. I think Caliray should have came out with different versions of this. A light version, a medium version, and a deep version. I'm not sure how this blush shade would look on deeper skin tones. I don't even think it'll show up, to be quite honest. Barely shows up on me, and I had to apply 2 layers, blend it out. I want to see the wear time of the blush as well. Blush is the first thing that disappears on my face. I like the sustainability of the packaging. I like that it's lightweight. This is made out of bamboo, and there's no mirror, which is interesting because I would have loved a mirror in this palette, but that's totally fine. This is for someone who doesn't want to wear a lot of makeup. They just want a little kiss of blush, a little bit of matte eyeshadow, and then they go out the door. I think that's the consumer that Caliray was going for, not for the glam girl. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on purchasing this palette. If you guys did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.